So we're on the north side of the Grand Gardner Hotel. And as you can look down the alley, you can see that the alley is much higher than the building entrance. That poses a serious problem for drainage for the GC, the customer, as well as us, on how we have to overcome that. And one of the few things we want to show you is the drainage system here. So as we come around these stairs, you could see from here, we are 2.5 feet, almost 2 feet, 2.5 feet below the alley. All that water comes streaming along, and they actually built a curb to stop that water, but we still have surface water coming into here. We have to grade this to a drain that ties into the stormwater drain.
We had a big drop off that was a dangerous drop off over there, so we had to grade this. Also keep in mind the drainage that the water's flowing. We had to keep things off the sidewalk, so you can see the retaining wall here. There's drainage system under here. Under this old foundation also was a lot of leaking, so the general contractor did a waterproof concrete and a French drain along here. But this was just we had to dress all this up, and that's why we have the decorative stone here, which is darker to pull in the roof tones, and also the darker pigments in the brick. And basically this collects all the water, and there's drain pipe underneath it.
And in this cubby hole, we've got a storm drain tied into the downspout, which also leads out into that stormwater drain that is connected over by that service berry. So drainage was a huge issue, and just like any other project, if you don't take care of the drainage, if that isn't your number one concern, you'll not have a successful project if you overlook that. So as we go down here, we'll see more of the stone, we'll see more drains. This is probably the worst part of the slope, would you say, of the alley?
Yeah.
Or is the other side?
This is probably, well, we had a similar issue on the other side, we'll show you.
As you can see, there's street drains, there's yard drains, and then there's landscape drains as well. Lot of drains, lot of drainage issues, because you gotta think of the surface area of this alley. It's all asphalt. That water's coming down here like the River Wild.
All right, so you can see here we have a significant drop off, and there's some parking spots here. So there was concern of people at night getting out of the car, possibly falling. So we did some more of this custom railing. We also integrated lights into the posts. We ran lighting wire through the posts, out through the concrete wall. We drilled through and put some conduit. So this is lit at night. So every parking spot at this place is very valuable. It was very short on parking spots, so we had to make best of everything we had.
Daniel and our electrical crew did a very good job of a clean install with these
Yes.
conduits. And once again, we have more drains in through here. Tons of drains. And as we come out over to this area, we get back into the lawn, which has 4 drains over in here. But we also had this grade change. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we had a big hill right here with a sidewalk on top, and it was just not stable because this wall terminated here. So we had to engineer and design something that would keep this from washing away. And so we came up with this idea of the limestone Eden retaining wall, which puts a bed on the other side of the sidewalk, kind of blocks everything off, but also keeps this so that the grass wasn't, at this huge steep hill.
This being the north side of the property, the grass that we used was RTF, rhizomal tall turf type fescue, Artemis brand, for those that really like grass and turf, which grows in both sun and shade. It also fills in by itself over time and is very resistant to a lot of fungal problems and pest problems. But this was our best choice on the north side. Instead of making this all landscape bed and filling it up, it was much more cost effective to handle it with the RTF seed. Over here, I want to talk about, we've got, once again, our WAC lighting, our 6611 ballards. We've got a couple over here, and then we have a couple more on this side. These are great for illuminating the sidewalk. They also add a little bit of continuity with the circular of the turrets, which we thought that was interesting. We love the design of the ballard that ties in with the architecture.